This is Jimmy.
Nuclear launch detected.
Right on.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be JAEDONG and it's going to be Shinee here on Vermeer. Another RJB replay, but you probably already knew that. Top left it's going to be JAEDONG, bottom right it's going to be Shinee. Two insanely good players here. Shinee is JAEDONG's nemesis on the ladder. And in the top left, yep, it is JAEDONG. I think I already introduced him, but man, I have 3 brain cells remaining. All right, so Terra the Overlord scouting out to the top right to see if there are signs of Terran. This is a little bit too early for an SCV scout, and yep, it's going to be a proxy of some kind. So it's a giant 4-player map, and I don't, if he cross spawns, maybe map hacking. Just kidding. Just putting your barracks in the middle of the map on a 4-player map here just reduces the distance that Marines need to go to get to the Zerg base. So here it is. Got ourselves a barracks coming up right in the middle of Vermeer. And Overlords do not cross-spawn scout, so this is safe from Overlord pathing. Terry, I know you're doing your job, man, but boy, JAEDONG is going to wish that he had sent you cross-spawn instead of up to the top right. In just a minute here. Yeah, so the reason Shinee is Artosis' nemesis is because, hatch first, he makes new accounts for the ladder and then just goes up through the ladder from F rank to S rank, and along the way he catches Artosis and just demolishes him. It has happened so many times. That is called smurfing, and I do not like smurfing. But just not, I don't feel like I don't like it as much as JAEDONG does not like smurfing, right? Right. Okay, so, drone scouting, just to make sure it's not going to be a proxy here against his hatch first, but it is. And see if the SCV is scouting to see where the Zerg player is, and bam. Ow. Get out of here. Get out of here, drone. So, SCV says, based on that drone pathing, I kind of feel like the Zerg player is top left, but I already scouted the top right, so I know he is top left. Drone says, gotta check bottom left. Nope, no Terran here. Okay, Overlord says, an SCV coming. Yeah, I already saw that one. And hatch first says, Shinee, don't mind if I do. Bunker. Bunker time indeed. All right, man, so in full view. Right? Yeah, in full view. And pulling the boys here, pulling the drones. Bunker not finished. And, oh man, are we gonna try to kill these Marines with these drones? Roar. Say the drones. We're faster. We hit pretty hard against unupgraded Marines. You're trying to get a surround on you. The micro here is pretty intense. One drone goes down, 2 drones, 3 drones. I think that's 4 drones. 5 drones. SCV gets that kill. What a baller. 5 drones go down, but all the Marines are dead, and the ability to finish this bunker is basically nil. That's a lot. That is a lot of lost mining time here for JAEDONG. He's not going to try to... Look at this SCV. He's like, maybe I can. Oh, but there are lings out. Never mind. Cancel. Cancel the bunker. Get some amount of money back. And the Zerglings are like, all right, you and your brethren killed a bunch of our drones. It is 16 to 12 workers here. It was worse for JAEDONG a second ago, but all he's been doing is droning and saving up enough gas to go for a lair here at 3 minutes. Now, factory coming in. Ooh, and a 1-1-1 build here from Shinee. The Lings are like, wait, there's literally nothing here? Okay. La 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 la. We'll come in here. JAEDONG Lings are inside your house, but there are vultures. So the Lings are dead. They're not going to get any SCV kills, no scouting information. They can't run away from these guys, and they hit them like trucks. Vultures are brutal. Incredibly brutal stuff here. So, what's the play? Well, 1-1-1, which means 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, which indicates potentially super early Wraith harass, which can be pretty effective here against a Zerg player who's going for a Spire opening and doesn't have a Hydralisk Den at all, and is not planning on making a Hydralisk Den, which good scout on that SCV says no Hydra Den. Sunkens at the front, which are historically pretty bad. Oh, pretty bad. Against, oh gosh, maybe an SCV will die. What is this Vulture doing? You're like stuck? Like, the pathing is terrible here. Look at this Ling juking. This Ling's like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. You're not going to get me, and then totally does. All right. Well, okay, here's the thing, though. Scouted the starport. So this is a Hydra Den. Yeah, I thought so. Hydra Den in response to scouting that starport. I thought for a second it was a second sunken, but that doesn't make any sense. So Hydras are going to come out. You really only need a couple of them to deal with one Wraith, which is what this is looking like it's going to be. Although, hang on. Control Tower says probably dropship, doesn't it? Control Tower says maybe a dropship. We're going to drop these vultures in to where this sunken ain't, inside the main base. Second command center on the way from Shinee. Still not doing anything with the starport. I wonder if it's because it was scouted. He's like, meh, never mind. I was going to go Wraiths. I was going to go dropships, but that thing got scouted by Lings. So I'll just force some Hydras out of the Zerg player here. And I will force him to have less money for the Mutalisks he wants to make, and that'll be a win for me. Yeah, so Shinee, just getting some small wins here, I think. Yeah, Engineering Bay on the way, Armory finishing up. Oh my gosh, are we meching this? And then a Valkyrie immediately. Okay, Valk. You know what? I'm down. Valkyrie opening against the Mutalisks that are sure to come here. Engineering Bay finishing up at a pretty good time. You can start turrets now if you want to, and you probably should because Mutalisks are beginning at this very moment. There we go. 4 Mutalisks on the way. Set of Scourge. Because he saw the starport and said, okay, I haven't seen any Wraiths, I haven't seen any drop ships. This is probably Valkyrie then, what that starport is for. So let's make sure we have a pair of Scourge to try to wipe out that Valk so the Muta can get more stuff done. Second Valkyrie on the way. Big fan, Shinee. Big fan of the Valkyries here. There are certain viewers of mine who are very pleased with your decision to make Valkyries here today. Can't say I blame ya for it, laddie. Okay, what's missile turret, fine, fine, fine. Marine out, not a ton of anti-air outside of the turrets and outside of the Valkyries. But turret Valkyrie, pretty good combination here. Are we investing a ton into Mutalisks, JAEDONG? Not really. Got 5, gotta be a 6th one somewhere then, yeah? Can't just have 5 mutas. I guess you can. Alright, fair enough. 5 mutas out. And a pair of Scourge and Valkyrie present. Scourge, did they get connections? 1 connection, but the repair is possible. And the mutas are like, okay, there's not enough of us to do this. Do we want to make more Scourge? Sure. Let's fire up another pair of Scourge here. Let's get a macro hatch going here, too, inside the main base. Third base timing is a little bit weird. Here from JAEDONG. I don't know. He's just trying to 2-base. What, though? He's not making more Mutos. He's not making more Hydras. A Hydra push would actually be kind of fantastic here. I don't see any indication that we're going to make tanks anytime soon. But with the comm sat, which is on the way, you can scan and see what's going on, right? Are there a bunch of Hydras? Make some tanks. We have the tech for it. And third base coming in bottom left from JAEDONG at 8 minutes. Good. Très bien indeed. This is a DEFCON 1 labeled replay from RJB, which is a ton of fun. And this Saturday is a bit of a heads up. I think we're going to do a mini cheese compilation. And mini has 2 meanings here. The first meaning, as we scan in, sees a Queen's Nest on the way. The first meaning is that it is maybe not as long as a regular cheese comp. And the other thing is that the player being highlighted here is Mini. Because Mini's crazy. Mini goes for crazy, crazy cheeses. RJB has been going through a bunch of replays that are recent from 2024. And the Mini ones are just nuts. He's doing crazy stuff on the new maps and everything. And so if you're interested in seeing a bunch of cheese from Mini, stay tuned for Saturday. That's what the plan is. That's the thing about Scourge. They just kind of dip in a little bit too close to these turrets, and bam, they die. Man in the missile turret saying hello. Although, I don't know, man. How many revolutions in one of those things could you handle before you'd go clinically insane, right? It'll take a bunch, but I mean, they never stop. They never get breaks. The ride is never over for turret pilots until they die to Mutalisks or Lings or Hydras or something. And then they are blessedly released from their prison. We got lurkers, lurker eggs popping now. Hive on the way from JAEDONG. So it's going to be lurkers. The mutas got back here. How'd they get back here? Ow, ow. Okay. And then the Valkyries just cause major problems. 4 mutas get out, but they're all at varying stages of death. Never a good feeling. However, third base is up for JAEDONG. He's got to be very, very pleased as punch about that. Zergling's coming out. Lurkers busting in. He says, you know what's not good against lurkers? Valkyries. Historically pretty bad. There's a siege tank out, though. Another siege tank. Siege mode? Has siege mode been researched? That's what I'd like to know. These are lurker traps, aren't they? He's like, hey, Shinee, come move out. Yeah, look, the Valkyries just checked. They think they just checked to see if there's anything out there, and there wasn't. Look at the... Okay, here's what I'm predicting. These lings come in and say, oh, no, it's a bunch of Marines and medics. Run, and they get chased. And then the lurkers go, bam, surprise. And then all the Marines die. You ready for it? You ready for a lurker trap today? Has to be what JAEDONG is setting up right now. Or maybe we just get totally scouted and the trap is not possible. We just jump on it. Fair enough, I guess. There's a science vessel. Detection's not a problem here, but with this number of lurkers, I don't know if detecting the lurkers is even an issue. A couple fire bats out. Love to see that against these lings especially. So the lurkers just go, all right. It's a lot of siege tanks. Scans available. Siege mode is just about done from Shinee. So there we go. Siege up, siege up. Science vessel pokes forward. Siege shots on your lurkers is not what you want to see. We're going to burrow just out of the range of those tanks. Adrenals on the way for the lings, which I'm going to assume have 0/0 upgrades. They've got 1 Carapace upgrade. Hey, hey. Come on, Falcon. Show some positivity. Show some optimism here with JAEDONG's upgrades. Consumes on the way. And these lurkers are like, we're not even going to consider engaging here. Ha. Not going to consider going in here until Consume is done and Dark Swarm is available. So, we got a Nidus Canal. Very, very good. Trying to snipe these Valkyries with, you know, Scourge and stuff. Run, Valkyries, run. Are you... Remember when I was like, we're not going to engage with this until we have Dark Swarm? Oh, Scourge, no connections. Shiny. Your Valkyrie micro is incredibly impressive today. I like it quite a bit. Yes, I do. Lurker gets irradiated out. Valkyrie's hunting overlords. Shiny's playing well today. Another macro hatch coming in here from JAEDONG. Does not see any sign of a third base, although that is a third CC coming in from Shinee as he's pressuring up into the third base of JAEDONG. He's got siege tanks. He's got Valkyries to control the skies and give high ground vision. But the Valkyries instead kind of stand in here and almost just straight up die. So hold on a second. Look at the range on those missiles, man. Sorry, rockets is what they are. Science Vessel comes in and says, I can provide some high ground vision here too. Dark Swarm, low ground, Adrenalings in the house with no attack upgrades. So they do, I don't know. Remember what I said, Lurkers are a lot braver when they've got the power of the Dark Swarm on their side. These tanks get isolated out. And this guy's hiding behind a mineral line. This guy is sieging up next to the mineral line too. He's like, hold on a second. Where'd that Science Vessel go? Hanging out, not dead yet, that's for sure. Lings, jumping on tanks. Adrenalings, man, even with no attack upgrades, are pretty good. Especially if they've already been previously injured. Another Irradiate goes down. Are we going to see Shinee go for that third base? What do we think? He has to. The command center's done. He's out on the map. It's going to be tough for JAEDONG, although JAEDONG is moving out with a small Lurker Dark Swarm army, which the Defiler gets sniped. Never mind. No Dark Swarm available for you. Lurkers need to get out of there, and they are. Shinee making a move up to the natural base of JAEDONG, trying to not get absolutely massacred by Lurker Spines. Difficulty extreme. Kindness plating on the way. Ultras are in the future here for JAEDONG. If he can hold on and make this happen, third base gonna land. Pew. Beautiful stuff here from Shinee. And what's the play? I don't know if coming in here is really all that viable. Ooh, finding some overlords to massacre is good. Scourge going down too. The supply block on JAEDONG is real. 86 out of 107. 107 used, 86 available. Never a good thing. Fourth base coming up from JAEDONG. You can expand without available supply, which is one of the few things you can do. The other things are get upgrades. You can't make stuff if you're supply blocked, though. Woe is everybody. Zerglings trying to deal with vultures out in the open court. It's tough. They got one vulture, but come on. Ugh, not everything. Pneumatized Carapace is on the way. 4 factories at a time being produced. Shinee lifting off the barracks, going for that mech transition. 2-2 upgrades. This is the dangerous time for the Terran, though. This is the very dangerous time for the Terran when they lift the barracks off and they don't quite have enough production to deal with the Ultralisks when they show up. And all you have are Marines, and not as many Marines as you would have if you were just going SK Terran, which is hard enough. But when you don't even have enough Marines as that, it's a really tough sled. If you're dealing with Ultras. Anabolic Synthesis on the way, Metasynaptic Node researching, Science Vessels going down to Scourge. Heard that happening. Why are we just running across the map by ourselves? The gentlemen, cyborgs, whatever you are. Lurker, plague. Ooh, a big plague, great plague. Catching that group of Marines fantastically. Scourge, hunting for science vessels. 4-basing JAEDONG here. He hasn't started firing up Ultras yet. You're not going to let him have this. Definitely not. Okay, good. Shinee, too good for that. He had the Ultralisk Cavern. He's got the gas. He's got the chitinous plating and the anabolic synthesis, and I just don't know where the Ultras are. I feel like they'd be pretty good. They're great until there are about 20 siege tanks out, and then like your Ultras will run in there and die. But until that happens, the Ultras are really good. I like the handful of mutos that are still alive from the early game, unless these are new. Never mind, I think these are new. Just made a handful of mutos to deal with plague science vessels if those exist. Lurker Dark Swarm set up at the 3rd base of Shinee. Problematic, couple of the new mutos go down. Lurker, is this double Dark Swarm? It's really hard to see what's inside here. One Lurker can't catch Dark Swarm, or can't catch splash damage unless it's on the very outer edge here, and the tanks are over here too. We've done some testing with that in the past. So the Irradiate, good enough to get through the Dark Swarm, though. That is why Terran has that ability. Ooh, Ventral Sacs on the way. Oh my gosh. Is this, we're going to make like 12 Ultras, throw them into Overlords, and drop them in your main, and what are you going to do about it? No, it's Queens. You got all of the upgrades for the Ultralisks, and then JAEDONG turns around and says, what we need here are Queens against this mech. Yes, fine. We've seen enough wins with Queens versus mech that there's not really a curse anymore. Just my individual instincts are always like, oh, but, I'll say. 5th base trying to come in here. Vulture trying to shut that sucker down. Enough lings. Ow. At least Spider Mine connections, though. I was gonna say, maybe drag some Spider Mines into the Vultures. No, and they scout the Queens, too. Goliath's being produced. Charon boost on the way. In direct response to the fact that there are Queens out here with Spawn Broodling on the way. Vultures say, we're not very good at killing buildings, but give us enough time and we'll pull it off. More Vultures heading up. And you see this many Vultures and you say, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Lurker down. Okay, excellent. Really excellent stuff here. Consume. Man, place your bets. 192 supply for Shinee, 160 for JAEDONG. Spawn Broodling is done. JAEDONG is just trying to out-expand this meching Terran player into next week, which I can generally agree with. right? This is a 5th base. This is a 6th base. This is a 7th base, I think. So he goes 7 base here on Vermeer. There is a move out, however. The siege tanks are on the march. And what they generally like to do is set up and just create entire groups of dead Zerglings. Today on Martha Stewart, we'll be cooking dead Zerglings. What you need is 27 siege tanks with 1 attack upgrade. And then a bunch of Zerglings. Shoot at them until they are paced, and there you go. You're done. Good job. Now, these vultures are really trying to finish that base. Still haven't quite been able to do it here. Ooh, and then we fire up 10 ultras. All right, JAEDONG. This is interesting. Shinee has already got a 4th base up on the right side. He's getting a 5th base down here at the 6 o'clock. Queen's on the move out, trying to set up for a flank to catch these siege tanks. Ow, spider mines causing all sorts of problems here. Okay, Queen, I think they're just waiting. Yeah, they almost have it. They almost have the magical 150 energy number. Got it. And then this is exactly, okay, not quite that, but you're better. Ooh, more tanks down. If you can slide in, spawn Broodling, and get out without dying. That is beautifully executed by JAEDONG. Lost 1 of his queens, but not all of them. More and more scans. Vultures are like, oh yeah, this base too. This is nuts. Dude, I would love to see Overlord drops on top of this tank army. Of course, what tank army? I guess they're here now. There are some tanks. Ultra's just kind of running across the map and dying before they kill. Oh, they did kill a single siege tank. He did kill a single siege tank anyway. Oh, we got a Lurker Darkstorm drop here at the 4th base. Drops are good, Falcon always says. Ultras with speed, with armor, coming down with queen support. This is not, this is not careful. This is, yo, spawn brooding those tanks, and the ultras are going to have a much better time. That's right, we'll clean up your vultures. Pow, pow, pow. We'll clean up your marines. This base is just toast. Lurker Dark Swarm, good unit. At bases for sure on the offense. It's great. And the flip, the turnabout, JAEDONG, 182 to 147 supply here. What an absolutely incredible turnabout here from JAEDONG. The queens have been doing great. The adrenalings are jumping on your tanks. Yeah, who needs queens for siege tanks when we have adrenalings? Yeah, this guy. This ultra is just going to town. Siege tanks on siege. This hatchery is going to die, but I think JAEDONG can afford to lose this one. He does. So whether or not he can afford to, I don't know if it matters. These queens, are they ready for another round? No, not so much. This is chaos over here, though. Vultures. Goliath. Reinforcements coming out of that. Nidus Canal. Ultras jumping on top of these Goliaths and these siege tanks. Lings running around, clearing out spider mines, as they like to do. It's another drop, another beautiful Lurker Dark Swarm drop here. SCV's dying. Firebats trying to use their splash damage inside that bunker to take these units out. Is it working? Appears not to be working. A lot of SCVs are dying, though. And that's it. That's a GG as an irradiated Ultralist goes across the map. GG, and JAEDONG gets the win in 23 minutes and 48 seconds. A bit of an abrupt ending there. I just want to go check the game state here real quick, but wow. Queens, Ultralisks, mech transition that was almost successful, but JAEDONG read it perfectly and just shut it down. JAEDONG gets the win. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this game. Yeah, and JAEDONG can afford to lose this base because he had 7. And at this point, it's 4 for Shinee with this base going down. Yeah, man, that was great. So this base dies. This group heads up, tries to cause some problems. The Vultures don't get quite microed as well as they should. Ultras pinned these tanks onto the stairs, force everybody back home. I love how these 2 Overlords just fly right over the battlefield. No big deal. Gonna go down to this base and wipe it out. 146 to 137 supply. JAEDONG's up and up by a ton. Oh gosh, anytime you lose an Ultralisk to a Spider-Mine, it's bad. Ah, this is happening too. So this is happening. This is happening. The 3 newest sources of income for Shinee are dead or dying. And then Shinee's just like, do I go back and try to save this? No? All right. He just GG's out. Bam. And JAEDONG gets that win. We're going to pause it before he buffs his stats up anymore. But GG. Absolutely incredible, incredible stuff there. What a great display there from JAEDONG. But it's JAEDONG, right? You're not surprised by the fact that he did so well, right? Right. Man. Queens, how many kills did these get? One queen kill. So they killed something and stayed alive. That is excellent for queens. And are there any more queens that stayed alive? Maybe not. Maybe it's too hard to keep queens alive against Irradiate and against Goliath with Charon boost. But he tried. He tried to keep them alive. Is he hiding them somewhere? No? All right. Well, all right. These 2 queens. A shining example of queens, man. Yeah, so dropping with like a couple lurkers and a defiler. Shut down this base. Rolling Ultralisks into this base. And yeah, Shinee's like, okay, my income is not as robust here as JAEDONG's at 1, 2, 3, 4 bases and 64 workers. So I guess I'm going to tap out here. That was, man, what a turnabout. Shinee was up big time, and I thought he was getting away with the mech transition, but JAEDONG's like, you know, we're going to go queens, and guess what? We do have enough money to go for ultra, so let's call it good. 153,000 points, 144,000 points here. Outproducing the Terran, getting outkilled by the Terran, by a 2-to-1 ratio. Not ideal. 8 buildings to 2 raised, and then outspending Shinee in 23 minutes by about 10,000 resources, more than that. So good job, JAEDONG. GG. Man, and that was just very, very, very impressive stuff, man. All right, well, that was going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.